my name is Robert Hollis, and this is part 3 to the UnStuck series. Now, this subject very simply is called POP. This is called your period of passion or your place of passion, your point of passion. Now, what I want to share with you really, really simple is there's things that will happen to you that, again, that will inspire you. And if you're very inspired, then great. This is like, Olympics. I just got done watching the Olympics. And all of a sudden, they keep doing interviews all the time of all these successful people in the Olympics. What would allow you, or what would motivate you? What would push you, drive you, make you passionate, competitive? Man, I can go on and on. Disciplined. To work 4 years, 8 years, 12 years as an amateur to go to the Olympics and win and get a chance at winning a medal. I mean, when I just think of that, and when you hear all of their stories, they were all inspired by somebody else that did it. They were at a point of their life where they're probably sitting around going, oh my God, what am I going to do with my life? What's my purpose here? What am I here for? And then they seen somebody that was doing it, and they went, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it. Now, if you're that kind of person, you find that's great. That's through inspiration. But like I said on part 2 of the video, I found mine through desperation. But then after I started learning from a bunch of mentors and I focused that I had to change what I thought. And only through changing what I thought could I change who I am. Everyone wants to change the world, but it starts with you changing you. So you can be an example to your family. Your family can be an example to your community. Your community can be an example to your city or your state, which then can impact a country and a world. It's got to start with you. Everybody's waiting for everybody else to do it. So I'm inspired by other people's success stories. So let me share with you really quickly a pop. I want each and every one of you to understand that you have the ability to get this pop, this new point, place, period in your life of passion and get it back. And I'm going to show you where you've gotten it before. The one thing I want you to know that even when you're young and you look at babies walking, all of a sudden you got to understand that there was a thing in their mind, even though you probably, if you could remember it, you probably wouldn't think about, I remember it. That's what I'm trying to say. And all of a sudden you're crawling around and all of a sudden you see your mom, or the person that's, your guardian, and all of a sudden they whip by and they seem to be moving pretty fast. And so it inspired you to learn how to walk. Now, isn't it hilarious that you're surrounded by people that are trying to help you walk? Here's one of the big keys too that people do is you're around sometimes a group of people that don't want you to walk. They don't want you to be successful. They don't want to see you run. They don't want to see you leave your job. They don't want to see you moving to a new home, driving new cars. So, there are going to be a lot of restrictions against you. And that's a whole different one. You become who you hang around. Now, I'm not saying you have to get rid of your friends and family, but I do say you have to spend less time with them and more time with people that are positive, that are going places. You become who you hang around. And one of the things that I've heard on unbelievable, almost every success video, audio I've seen, even in books, and I don't like to read, is that if you want to know what you're going to make a year or 5 years from now, look at the 5 people that you spend the most time around. Now, again, if you're doing this over the internet, I just want you to know is I want to be one of those people for you. If you don't use me as a mentor, if you don't use me as a coach, find somebody, okay? So let's go back to the point of pop, the period in your life where you can get some passion. Now, I talked about it as a baby. Now, as you grow up, isn't it amazing that if all of a sudden, I was sharing this with my son Matthew right away. He's now 22 years old. But I asked him, as soon as I thought about doing this video, what is a period of time in your life where you were passionate, that you did something way above the majority of the people on the planet? And right away he said martial arts. Now my son is a black belt in martial arts. I mean, he went through all the ranks. He's got on his wall not only his trophies, but also his medals of him taking first places, but also every belt and every rank. He's also got his, Cookie Wan certificate, which is directly from Korea, where the art came from. I mean, he's won like assistant, trainer, on and on and on. But that was a period in my son's life where he achieved. How many people out there? How many people that will watch this video, or how many people do you know worldwide that said, man, I'd like to be a black belt. I should get martial arts, regardless of the size, the sign, or the style. Now get this. How many people said they were going to do it and didn't? How many people went and signed up in the studio and didn't become a black belt? See, when a lot of people look at people that want to be successful marketing, guess what? They say, oh my God, hardly anyone succeeds. Ladies and gentlemen, that isn't everything. If we just talked about the United States, the IRS, the people that file taxes, there's less than 5% of the people in the United States that makes over 200,000, and we're one of the wealthiest countries in the world. So if you made over 200,000, that would put you in the top 0.001% of the people on the planet. So again, you got to understand that I don't think this is difficult. See, you find people that are multi-millionaires, people that have made $500, $1 billion a year. You can learn from them and mess up and make $40 million like me. So just hang around 2 billionaires, right? And that's what I've done. I consistently still get coached and mentored by them. But now let's go back to this pop again. I want to give you a couple other ones. Why is it in life when we know that we want to go from one grade to another? So you're a 3rd grader, 4th grader, 5th grader. Whenever you can start remembering. And all of a sudden you get to a point where you realize that every one of your friends, all the people that you hang around, all the people you know are going to the next grade. You figure out how to do it. Now, some of us missed, you know what I mean? But guess what? Some people graduated from high school, some people didn't. Some went to college and graduated, some people didn't. But you always want to be around a group of people that sometimes it motivates you. Now, we all know that we should have been studying the whole entire quarter, but why all of a sudden when it comes to passing the test, you get this period, this point, this place of passion, and you do things that average people don't do. You stay awake, you study, you focus, you listen, you put all that energy into one spot, and then you take that test and get to go to the next grade. Let's talk about another thing. How about your driver's license? Now, I know that some people will be watching this but might not have a driver's license, but let me share what happened to me that I can almost guarantee happened to you. One day you're sitting around, you don't care, you could care less if you drive, and then all of a sudden you see somebody that's driving, someone that you know of or you might know. And you go, listen, I can't believe it. You got a driver's license, or that person's got a driver's license? And then they go, yeah. And then you might have seen somebody else. Then all of a sudden this thing came inside where you stop asking questions. See, I always can tell when people don't have their pop, because they make excuses. They say, Robert, can I get another minute of your time? Is there any way I can sit down and do a game plan with you? I don't understand this. I don't understand that. These are people that haven't got a pop yet. Because what I'm going to share with you right now, and people get mad when I say this, and they can't understand. You don't know what you don't know. Is that the how comes to you like that when you have a reason why. When you have a pop. So let me do this driver's license example very quickly. All of a sudden you're looking at people that, you got a driver's license? You got a driver's license? Yeah, I do. How'd you get it? Tell me how you got it. Now I'm going to go back, I'm 52, and the person said, well, listen, you got to go to the DMV. Where's the DMV? Can you give me a ride down there? You got to get to the DMV, and I go in there, I want my driver's license. They said, well, listen, you got to take the test. I said, okay. And they go, well, listen, you got to take it out of this magazine. Read this book, the driver's manual, and then take the test. I didn't. And when I took the test, I flunked. But guess what? I now know what's on the test. And secondly, I now know I need to study. I thought, why not just give it a shot? That's the kind of person I am. I didn't ask what's on it, anxiety. I knew I was going to go through anxiety if I tried to take the test anyway. Just take it. So then I studied, went, and I passed the test. Okay, now I'm like, hey, give me my driver's license. No, listen, here's your permit. What's a permit? You got to find licensed drivers above 18 to drive with. And you got to put in 40 hours. Out of the 40 hours that you log with somebody, 10 hours of it have to be at night. Now, think about this. To get a driver's license, why would they make you practice? I know people that try to get in marketing, and if I dedicated, you had to write on a piece of paper to get your marketing license that you spent 40 hours with someone that was already successful, someone that already was driving, and they told you exactly what to do, everyone watching this video would already be financially in a place that they wanted to be. You wouldn't be working for somebody else, that's for sure. So then once you clogged those hours, and guess what? I homeschooled my two youngest boys, and I had to go down because they were homeschooled, get them to pass the test. Once they passed the test, then I had to do their 40 hours with them. And we logged it. We did it. And then they get to take, now you go down there, you want to get your license? No, you got to take a driver's test. So now you have to get in a vehicle with someone you don't even know. Talk about nervous, but guess what? You did it. And now some of you are watching this video right now, if you can get back to that same place of point of passion, and with this, then guess what? You are done. You are flat out, D-O-N-E, poke a fork in you, you're done. So, because if you look at people and go, my God, if that person can do it, I can do it. So I just got to learn from people. Now, here's where people fail, and I'll finish this part of this video. Where people fail is they start learning from people that you don't know if they have a full-time income. So you might have learned from, say, there's people out there right now, I just seen before I got doing this video, that there's a couple of people that I know that have learned from me. Listen to this. I know this learned from me about online marketing. They haven't made any money, but now they launched their own company. And I see people, hey, congratulations. These people are bringing people into their company and they've never made 6 figures in online marketing ever. A lot of people out there like that. So I'm telling you, why not learn from someone that's made millions of dollars a year in doing it? See, I learned it by very simply learning it from somebody else. I seeked out the very, very, very best mentors in online marketing because I knew that that's what I did in network marketing. So that's why I'm here. So that's part 3. Part 4 is coming up. Take care. Watch the other videos. I know you can do it. And again, believe in you. Get your pop. God bless.